One thing I do know about girls, Mr. Warren Wilkinson, is that they like their credit cards.
Oh, yes.
They like to spend that. They like to swipe that.
Oh, yeah. Money, money, money.
So all the ladies out there should actually get Woolworths credit cards, eh? They should.
You said it.
Well, we've been talking credit cards all week long here, and we're doing like a final kind of wrap-up to kind of bring you up to speed with what we're talking about. Firstly, when we addressed the issue, we said, why should one get a credit card?
Yeah. I think one of the major things about having a credit card is just convenience, isn't it? You don't have to carry a huge amount of cash with you. It's also, from a safety aspect, a lot better when you do your flights and you're traveling overseas. And I think that as long as we discussed this week, as long as you manage it appropriately and you know what you can qualify for and you stick to what you qualify for. In other words, if they're going to offer you 100,000 rands with a credit line, maybe stick with the 10 grand. You know? So you know, it's important that you manage that, because again, you want to limit your propensity for getting into the risk of buying things that you want now, and obviously risk the pain and the headaches later, you know.
But another important thing that we mentioned, especially for young people out there, is that, you know, when you start earning money, when you start working, it is important maybe, you know, to take on a credit card, even though it might be at a low kind of credit, but to start building up your credibility in financial terms.
It is, at the end of the day now, with the National Credit Act that has come in to assist the consumer with the management of their credit and of their debt, is to make sure that you do build up some kind of an exposure and experience to a credit facility, because at the end of the day, it does give you a little bit of background for the banks to consider your situation when you go for some things bigger like mortgage or car finance.
Yeah. Now, squiggly little graphy thing is going on here. If you could just maybe educate me a bit on what's happening there.
Well, this is pretty much a graph. If we look back at 1970s through to 2010, it just shows the effect of investing in the equity market over time.
Yeah.
And if you look at that lovely graph, you see, yes, we went through a bit of a recession, but that is the purpose of being in an equity market over time, is that if you're in cash or bond equivalents, this is where you'll be at over a time frame like that. But essentially, the only thing that outstrips cash and conservative growth is to be in equities over time.
Yeah.
So again, we want to encourage investors to not be scared of climbing into the market. As long as the skill set involved in managing your wealth over time is to make sure that you protect yourself from the downside, this is the kind of returns that you should expect from the equity market going forward. Even though things are quite jittery, you know, from the last couple of years. So you got to have a long-term view when it comes to equities, at least 10 years or more. So Warren Buffett says, if you're going to buy into equities, or you're going to buy into a famous brands like you chatted about earlier on, then you need to have a 10-year plus time horizon so that you can smooth out the effects of any recessionary environment or a bear market.
Warren Buffett, Warren Wilkinson, I see.
Similarity.
But one thing I've liked that when we talk about investment is the effect of compounding, and therefore just highlighting how important it is to start as early as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the crucial thing about investing is there's always a good time, and that is today. You can't say, well, I'll invest at the end of the year or next year or the following, because it never happens. Today is a good time to get into the market because there are opportunities, and irrespective of what you see in the news or what you hear, or so you see in the papers and hear in the news, you need to get into a skill set of asset managers that are going to buy for you at the right time and enable to switch for you out of shares that have got no more value into shares that have got value. So that's, I can't overemphasize, Katlego, that skill set of the asset managers that you employ, that we help our clients to make sure that they get wealth in real terms in excess of inflation over time.
I like that, I like that. So can I see your credit card?
No.
Man, I've been trying to get his credit card off him. We talked about not being defrauded, so he's oppie ball with it. Yeah, but anyway. So I've just got to tell the viewers out there, there are 3 credit cards available, especially if you're a Woolworths client. There's the silver one, there's the gold one, and there is the black one. Now, all of those come with the benefits that, you know, you get free access membership as a VIP member into Woolworths Rewards. And with each of them, like the silver card, for instance, you get 1% of all purchases you make inside the store and 0.5% of all purchases made outside the store with the card, of course.
And what about the free coffee? I believe there's free coffee at Woolies Cafe.
There's a free coffee. If you have a black Woolworths credit card, black one, you get 3% of all purchases made in store, right? And 1% of all purchases made outside of store. But there's free coffee. Imagine what you could do with that.
Fantastic.
You could drink it.
Like Expresso.
Now, to find out more on all the fantastic products that Woolworths Financial Services is offering, SMS the word breakfast to 42710, and you could also visit our website, expressoshow.com.
Awesome.